Is that literally what we're gonna do? I can't justify that play. I think we kick it back. No, we're gonna Serum Visions. We're at least doing that. Hearthstone, good UI, bad game. Yeah, I mean it's just so disappointing. Like Blizzard makes really, really nice and clean games, but like the the enjoyment isn't always there. I think they do a pretty. I think for what it is, for what Blizzard does, and well, bottom top for what they do. Um, Actually, no, I should keep that land because we're trying to sphere these cranes. Am I really trying to de-sphere some freaking cranes? I think that's wrong. I think that's wrong. Our Hearthstone's design philosophy is that accessibility comes first over everything else, but that makes the competitive depth suffer. Yeah, it's really good for newer players. It is really good for newer players. I would say that much. Rogue Refiner. But I actually get to mana leak this, guys. Holy crap. We found our spot. We found the line. We found where we like... This one's to the bottom. We found finally where we like mana leaking. Alright, there's the Dispel. I can't counter a Breach, though. I mean, I can counter a Breach with a Dispel. Actually, I have Reject and Dispel. Is this... You know what? I could just answer these cranes. I know somebody out there in the internet's like, BrewSpy, why would you ever do these? I don't know, we're just practicing at this point. This is way better than being in the tourney practice room, I'll tell you that much. At least if we want to test against a more reasonable set of archetypes. I mean, we've got both Rejection and Dispel here, so we can counter either Breach or Marvel. I mean, granted, the opponent could have another Dispel here, so what are you going to do? I think if we just sit there and don't get in with our click ever, it's just, we're going to lose anyway. Young says, all we want is a bottom up. Oh, well, that's unfortunate. Yep. Need you another shusher. Oh, no, we didn't grab the shusher, did we? We grabbed the, ooh. Yeah, we're just maybe dead here now. Yeah, we didn't grab the shusher. I grabbed the Dispel, didn't I? And then we planned to fight over the shusher and we just let him resolve it. Ew. We might be dead. This card used to see Legacy play. Like, it is a reasonable effect. You'd sometimes see it in Maverick. Not so much anymore. You'd sometimes see it in... That's fine. You'd sometimes see it even in, like, Goblins. Until Goblins kind of went away. But they've moved into, like, Cavern of Souls and Aether Vial these days, so they don't really need Shusher like they used to in the past. So we went top. I'm terrified. We're dead. Opponent just went top on that Puzzle Knot Scry. We're dead. Did I ever play Eternal? I did try Eternal. Ah, Sarah. Oh, did he not make this uncounter? He just decided not to make this uncounterable? Oh, or you can put the Shusher effect on the stack. So could he like... Yeah, so he's going to Shusher the Marvel now. Yeah, okay. God, it has been forever since I played against this card. I mean, I think I still... No, I shouldn't go for it there. We should leave it alone, right? He has plenty of mana. This is a green-red hybrid ability, so you can do it multiple times. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I shouldn't fight there. That's silly of me. But yeah, just to answer your question, Sarah, I have played Eternal. Yep, look at the top 6. Does the top 6 win? This deck looks like so much fun to play, though. I can't hate it. I can't. It does look like so much fun. So we get to settle the wreckage, the Emmy. But then he has enough energy to do it again. Find something else. Yep, that's fine. So I lose permanence. right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could keep the detention sphere. Yeah, we can keep the detention sphere. Oh yeah, I mean, I was kind of half joking. I don't know if you guys know. I thought that'd be kind of funny. It was a half joke. It was a half joke. I may go back into the opponents in the red. Huh. Dispel. That's super cool. That was super cool. That was maybe the coolest thing I've ever seen somebody do with their marvel. So he marveled into a dispel. I'm not even mad. I mean, we were going to give him the match anyway. I mean, not that that's my true justification for what just happened, but that was super cool. He just marveled into a dispel. That was sweet. I mean, I'm glad we played this out because like we got to see some really cool stuff. I mean, yeah, I shouldn't have just gone for the sphere. I should have just sat on the logic for the shusher. All right, let's play one more, and then I'm definitely calling it a night. It's almost 5 in the morning my time. But at least you guys get to see the deck. I'm sure there's many of you in the chat that could easily play this better than me. This is maybe my induction into blue-white, so I like it though. I might jam more blue-white, just plain blue-white Field of Ruin decks. This definitely seems up my alley. I just need to learn how to play it. It has a bit different style than some of the other Jeskai decks I'm used to. It's not like when I look at this, I'm like, this can't be fundamentally different, right? It's still got some similar stuff going on, some similar cards. I just need to feel out, because like with Jeskai, like you can sometimes like relegate for more aggressive lines. I mean, this thing just always seems like it always wants to be the control every matchup we've played, and I think that's normal for this archetype. You cannot of course. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you can't counter Shusher. Oh, it says how lucky. Oh, geez, it does say that, doesn't it? Yeah, it itself can't be countered, can it? Did we just like punt? Like, was the punt of that matchup like the very beginning with our Vendilion click? We just took the wrong card. Yeah, it can't be countered. I always forget that it itself can't be. Yeah, so I guess the punt was much earlier. The punt was we should have stripped the Shusher. We could at least fight over the Dispel at some point. Wow. Okay. Well, good to know. See, I feel like I'm learning, right? I'm learning how to play against Vexing Shusher again, even though it's been years. I do play Legacy in paper, despite what you guys might think, and I have a good time with it. Been thinking about brewing another Esper variant, actually. I'm talking Legacy, some sort of parfait. Haven't gotten around to building it, though. Anyway. Yeah, so we were supposed to probably strip that with the Vendilion click, weren't we? What do you guys think? Was that what we were supposed to take? Maybe somebody even said something in the chat earlier. Alright, opponent's a fresh 0-0, so we'll definitely tell them we're just here for playtesting. Play this out for testing. Plan to concede no matter how it goes. Alright, so let's play first. Yeah, this seems good against a pretty wide variety of the field. Yeah, we'll do that, bullshit. That's not too difficult for me. I've been meaning to actually put up some of these videos on the YouTube page. Is anybody in here in the chat? Does anybody here use those archives? I know I haven't been putting some of our stuff on there, so we're probably gonna be missing like two weeks or so of videos, which is sad to me Because I used to really keep up with that stuff and always post them to the YouTube, and I haven't been keeping up with it in the last couple months. But I am Japanese, not speak English. Okay. Well, I'm saying, what's the point of trying to say it? We're going to concede to him. He won't understand why, but anyway. He could be on Storm. I'm saying in the case of if we were about to win, we would concede the game. So he still has the potential to prize. Because it's the right thing to do. It's the right thing to do. Let's go ahead and opt. We're looking for stuff to beat Storm. So we're looking for our main board Halo, right? We just want to get him. Name Grape Shot. That'd be sweet. See if we can find it. Logic Knot's not bad, though. Well, no, let's dig. Let's dig. Let's dig. We'll find some good stuff. We'll dig. I dig that we dig. Let's dig. Go. And there's always a possibility that he's not. Storm, by the way. Spire into... Okay, he's Storm. I was like, there's always a possibility in Storm. Spire Bluff Canal, Serum Visions isn't 100%. There's sometimes Blood Moon variants on a canal, but usually that's if they're budget, though. That's like, you want to be on for the fetches. I've been just using the videos on Twitch when I've wanted to watch your old stuff. I know, but if you want to go, like, further back in time, it's important that I do save some of that stuff. It's opt. What are we looking for? Halo. That's not a Halo. Looking for the Halo. Looking for that Halo. What we find? God, I'm just burning through these. I mean, search for Skanta. Search for Skanta. Probably don't toss that one out the window. Also just burning through our fetches. Alright, so we got Snap, Opt, or Mana Leak here for one of their enablers. If they want to just slam it, I doubt that they do. Maybe he does. There's merit to holding the Snap, because like if we do leak something, we get the Snap leak. I think I want to just keep digging, though. And like next turn we go search for Skanta plus Mana Leak. Let's keep opting. Let's keep our options going. Let's keep looking. Let's keep digging. Let's keep searching. We'll find it. I believe in us. Sometimes you gotta believe in the you that believes in me. That's a path. We're gonna bottom that. Looking for the nuts. Found a cryptic. Alright, Mana Leak's still potentially okay. Might still be good enough. Should attack first, by the way. Search for Skanta. Impulse on a land. Oh, it's an enchantment. I wish. Well, it's good to know, Locorn. I'm glad you've been checking it out. You're like the only person that said anything, so I have like very little motivation to spend precious minutes of my life uploading all the videos to YouTube now. I'm sure like the people that have subbed to my YouTube channel would have a very differing opinion. But so he's gonna ritual. God, I wish this was a logic knot. Yep, so here comes the writ. Oh, he's just gonna remand. Ooh. Okay. It's maybe even worse for us. Search for Skanta, find us the ruined Halo, please. Yes, we're transforming. Find us the out, please. I could search into a logic knot if I play Fortress or Island. I don't have to play the Colonnade just yet. Search for Skanta, save us. Save us, search for Skanta! I mean, I technically still have a cryptic play, though. Like, maybe we don't dig for the random hope. Like, maybe we still just... Oops. Show me remand number 2. Wow, we just naturaled into the logic knot? That's insane. Huh. Maybe blue-white does have some game against these styles of decks. Let's go Fortress. Let's get in. If I search for a Skanta, I technically could find the Ruined Halo. And we still have logic knot up. We can't do both, though. I found a Serum Visions and I found an Entreat. Let's take the Serum. Any order. We're going to find this Ruined Halo. Oh, man. Bottom. I'm digging for it, guys. I know we have one. We main decked one. It's there. It exists. Come on. Come on, deck. Come on. Oh. We've looked through so many cards. We've looked at so many cards. Guys, do you know how many cards we've looked at? We looked at so many of them. There have been many Magic cards. Alright, I should play around how many rituals? We should just, like, delve away anything that, like, doesn't matter. This X is 3. This X is... okay. I kind of want to keep around the... no, we shouldn't need D-Sphere. They usually aren't on empty in the main. So that plays around 2 rituals. X is... oh, that's a little overkill. Hang on. So that would be 2 rituals. X is 5. I mean, he's not going to waste 3 rituals just getting this Electroman on the table. That's impossible. Right? We know the Mana Link is pretty dead at this point. I might prefer the Opt. I just don't think we're going to need Sphere. Hold up. Let's back up. We want the Cryptic. We don't need Sphere. Ditch the lands. Ditch 1 Opt. So that's 5. So yeah, so double Ritual would beat this. So do we want to go for 3rd Ritual? I just don't think he would spend 3 rituals. I think this is just going to get remanded. That's probably overkill. He has another one? Yep. Okay, do I do the sure thing, which is just blow up the world? And then we're dead to another one? Or do we Escanta looking for a path? We've already bought him a bunch of paths. Actually, I mean, me shuffling as I have, like, I probably should have been playing my non-fetches. That's true. I keep saying that we're digging, but, like, we have shuffled at least 2 or 3 times. It's so stupid of me. Yeah, and I'm just saying, like, we had the option a couple times instead of playing the fetch. We had the option to play the Colonnade earlier. Even though it would have been a slow land, like, it would have, that would mean that our scries were still bottoming the cards we don't need, and we're drawing more closely to the... Anyway, just a thought. Just a sober thought for me to have at 4, almost 5 in the morning. You're showing either, but I'm going to do the whole Mirror Challenge thing. Oh, okay, Locorin. Honestly, I don't like watching live streams either. Oh, I don't like watching live streams later. Fair enough, bullshit. I can respect that. I'm going to verdict this brawl. So we're sitting on Cryptic, or we can Escanta. I mean, it might just be sitting on gifts here, but I think our hand is just no action, so... well... let's wait. Jace. He's planning to gifts, I imagine. So it's just Jace Storm. There's the Entreat. So let's put back Colonnade and then Entreat. Well, no, we know we're most likely going to need to cast a Cryptic. I think we're supposed to put Entreat 2 cards away. Just in this instance, just in this particular case, because I think one of these Cryptics is going to get fired off, and the mode I'm going to choose is draw. So I think we go top and then something beneath it. I don't technically need this other mana source. I mean, maybe this is where I finally play out the Colonnade. Not that that's going to matter. But it might show weakness to the opponent, and then we're like, oh, well, we Cryptic. Yeah, I like fighting over gifts. I don't think he's going to go off on 4 cards. Maybe his 5th card that he draws this next turn will do it for him. We shall see. I've seen Storm win on 5 cards easily, so we'll see if we're dead. We fought the good fight. He's calculating. Okay, one of them was a land, though. Okay, he's going for it. Without the creature. That's terrifying. Imagine you'd be going a lot faster though if you had it. Nope, we're dead. I mean, this just needs to be like a pass in flames. Oh, he's just grape shotting Jace. This is fine. I mean, it sucks that we're losing Jace, but this is fine. We're entreating. He's at 12. I don't have to make that many angels. This is good. This is good. Yes. I think filter lands on Moto have to happen first, so I'm going to go ahead and make sure that doesn't screw us. Cast. There's all sorts of like weird things. Like I remember like we had this one board state a few years ago that was like you're gonna have a land drop too. Well, we only need 3 angels. He's at 12. I mean, I know they run like an unsubstantiate. I'm aware of it. I know that it exists in their 75, but if I lose a turn off of killing it with these angels just due to that, I think it's fine. I mean, we're going to scoop to this guy anyway. It's like, it's so sad that we're finally, you know, winning. We took game 1 on Storm. We didn't even need the Halo. Does Halo get weaker? No. It's actually fine. It's a way to shut off gifts. We don't have to worry about fighting over gifts if we have Halo. Disdainful's good. Dispels are good. Rest in Pieces are good. Just don't want to die to the Gabos. This is an uncounterable way to fight Gabos. D-Sphere is a mana-efficient way to fight Gabos. I'm talking about Empty the Warrens. That was sweet. What's clunky? This stuff's clunky. Not that I really want to fight over goblins with, like, Supreme Verdict, but... Do we have other outs? Oh, yeah, he's going to moon us. We should bring in Purge. This also hits Goblin Electromancer. Doesn't hit Brawl, but Crucible can go. It's not the matchup for it. Storm on the play, I feel like some of the Jace Entreat has to come out. I mean, bringing in, like, Click makes me okay, like, taking out some of this package of threats. I just really don't want to die to goblins. I mean, granted, Entreat could block goblins okay. Depends on how big it is, you know. I think we shave an Entreat and we shave a Jace to start. And then we'll talk about maybe cutting even one more Jace or one more Entreat. Just try to make the game about really just controlling the opponent. Just hard control. Maybe cut some Snappy when you board and rip. Yeah, I mean, like, sometimes you're supposed to consider that, right? Like, for every Rest in Peace, like, do you cut 1 snap? Do you cut 2 snaps? That's very true. When you bring in the Rest in Pieces, is that, like, just like an easy transition? Is that 1-for-1 switch? Is that cut all the Snapcasters when you switch? I mean, that's a very good question, and a lot of these blue-white lists will be running multiple Rest in Pieces regardless. It's a really good question. I think it's 1-for-1, to be honest, because it's just such a powerful tool. I think the 1-for-1 is fine, or even just like 1-for-2. And then Search for Skant is kind of slow, for sure. And then we cut maybe one more Jace or one more Entreat. I think that this matchup after board is just more about Jace than Entreat at all. And that's okay. This is the Storm matchup, so I think we just want ways to deal with Empty the Warrens and Blood Moon. Like, the thing about blue-white is, shouldn't we be making our mana base in such a way that we're not really concerned with Blood Moon as much, right? Like, I think we might need to look at our mana base after this league and reevaluate and try to make it even less, like, care even less about Blood Moon. So I think we had a Blood Moon matchup tonight and we did actually fight over it. Or was that when we were playing? That was maybe when I was playing the Esper deck. God, they're blending together at this point. Yeah. Not all snappy. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, since we didn't... I mean, like, Snare's about to be dead in about 2 seconds. No, it's not dead in the matchup. I'm just saying he's going to slam his threat and we have to path it. I want all of these things, don't we? Just given the rest of the composition of our hand. Let's draw the Snare next, though. The issue is our mana's not going to... Oh, he does nothing? Just this super quick pass. Okay. We'll put up a strong front. We'll shock. This isn't even necessarily trying to bluff. I mean, this lets us cast logic for one. Go. If he moons, we field in response. Actually, if he moons, because our mana's very, very, speaking of Blood Moon, non-basic-y right here. So what's the most important, right? Is it important for us to have basic plains over second basic island? We technically could search out the other basic island with this Field of Ruin, though. I think we should actually go for the, I think we should go for our basic plains. Don't get me wrong, like even though we lost like a lot of our games this league, like there's still a lot of things about the blue-white shell for this idea that I like. Maybe not over Jeskai, but certainly over Esper. Just go for island. Easy likes going for island. I dig it. Turns on the cryptic in our hand. Don't worry about the paths. Okay. I dig it. Prairie Stream. Okay. We should still play Field of Ruin out, though. Interesting. He went for the basic mountain. I'm not going to go for his Spiral Bluff immediately. It's interesting that he went for the mountain. Metamorphose. Is this the beginning of you going for Empty the Warrens? I really want to counter the Metamorphose. I want to counter the Ritual. Yeah, he was trying to go for the empty that he's got in his hand. But at least now we know what's up. I mean, that's their sideboard plan. We knew that was coming, so it's not like this is like new news. Do we even want the third island before I take the first? I think I take the first white source finally. Metal League, sweet, go. I mean, I like how this blue-white deck is playing. I think we'll retune it. Maybe we'll do some research. I'll look at the article that you guys linked. This one, the Super Modern Team League. That guy might already be asleep by now. Ritual. This one gets Mana Leaked. You're still here? Awesome. You know what? I will take a look. Zuby, I'll still take a look. Yeah, pardon me. Let me finish this matchup. Rest in peace. Awkward. Do I do something bad like snap Serum? We still have Logic Dot. That's another card that has anti-synergy for our Rest in Peace by the buy stream. I think we do want to rip this Rest in Peace though, just to clear out what he's got in his yard so far. Let's utilize the Snapcaster Mage. I mean, that's not what I want to say when I draw something. Like maybe that's why blue-white runs much fewer Logic Knots. That's something for us to chew on. Remand, that's fine. Yeah, you got it, opponent. We'll kick it back. We'll sit on the Logic Knot, and then we'll rip the. We'll slam the Rest in Peace, and then we're not really worried about it. Sure. No. I have it. I pulled it up. Okay to post link again for Raccoon. No. I see the. You wanted me to look at the Team Modern Super League deck list, right? I see it. Verdict. Okay, well we're not dead to empty now. Maybe I let him go off a little bit. It's always terrifying. It's usually never what you want to do. Goblin Electroman. Here's the thing, like he needs his land drops. Like that's what's going on here. Like me pathing this is just unfortunate. If that's what he needs. He's stuck on mana. He needs it desperately. Oh, Raccoon was asking for the article. Gotcha. Go ahead and link it. Kick it back. Until we spend this logic, I really don't want to Rest in Peace, and that's okay. Pieces? No, we counter pieces. We counter pieces for sure. You want to play around Simian Spirit Guide? Alright, well I was kind of hoping to draw 6 land before we land the rest in peace. Oh, of course you drew a snap. Alright, we'll hold off one more turn. We'll hold off just one more. But let's try to play this Snapcaster pretty proactively. It's fine. Should have path on his upkeep. That's fair. Brawl. Okay, so why don't we just go snap, leak, or logic, it doesn't matter which. And then we just get rid of these yards. Okay, both snaps have been used. There's even justification for me pathing myself here, to be honest. I may just do that. Yeah, let's just do that. Puts us on Cryptic plus Rest in Peace. Puts us on mana that's really nice, even if he does have Blood Moon. Ghost Quarter. Could I quarter him off of red? They sometimes don't run it. That's tempting to see. Well, yeah. I'm kind of curious. Actually, no, I should rest. Oh, no, there goes our Ghost Quarter. Oh, there goes red mana. Alright, not that that means anything necessarily. We could have also gone Rest in Peace Cryptic with Dispel behind it, but I was curious. We should have done the Rest in Peace first, then the, well, no, it doesn't matter. It's not like yeah, I mean, the Ghost Quarter's going away no matter what, and we cut the Crucible anyhow. Alright, Cheevan Reef. Going for it, opponent? No? Okay. I do need a clock. I know we need a clock. I know. Working on it. Oh, you mean don't pat the snap because we need a clock? I know, but this six mana really made our hand a little bit nicer. There's potential that we just naturally hit the 6 land, though. We just need to make sure we pick our fights on the right cards. Like, Dispel needs to connect with Gifts, most likely. Actually, no, Cryptic. Cryptic should connect with his Gifts, because that's him tapping out for it. Path needs to connect with the Brawls and the Electros. Verdict wants to connect with Empty the Warrens. Negate needs to go after Past in Flames. Yeah, okay. And Dispel might have to fight over a man. So it's like I've kind of already picked out what each of these things is going after if this goes our way. So Enabler Guy, Empty, Gifts, potentially Gifts, probably has to be, it's fine. Actually, no, if I counter that, he's stuck on red mana for this turn. I probably should have negated. That's true. I'm kind of hoping, though, he just, yeah, that's fine. I'll take 2 damage, sir. He wants to remand the Grape Shot? What if that was lost forever? That's probably bait, to be honest. And we took it. We did take the bait. Well, we found a clock, but it's a bit of an awkward one. I mean, we'll be able to hold up Negate despite Colonnade attacks. Alright, I'm going to go with Visions instead. So what are we looking for? We're looking for... Okay, Purge is nice. We're looking for more mana so we can utilize the Colonnades. Like, maybe this isn't even bad. I mean, we did cut a lot of our threats. Hold up, no. Let's bottom it. He's not going to have removal for my first Colonnade. We'll find a different land drop. Let's go ahead and grab that. There you go. Cryptic. Top. Go. We don't have both Negate and Cryptic up, though. That was maybe a greedy... That may have been a greedy... Sleight of hand, okay. That might have been a greedy second Serum Visions. Oh, we definitely need a clock, and I don't want it to be Colonnade, but... I'm not going to not draw another Cryptic command, I think, in this matchup. He said he doesn't speak English, so like we might have to concede preemptively. Like, in a normal spot where most players would concede, we should concede first. He won't know what's going on, but it's the right thing to do. just because his league is fresh and he still has potential to prize. So I don't want to deprive him of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Does this enable a different play? No. Search for Skanta. It won't flip, but it'll scry, and that's great. See, Search for Skanta versus Snapcaster. I mean, Snapcaster, like, part of it still works, right? I mean, you still get to... the thing about Search for Skanta is it's still going to scry for us, essentially. Snapcaster Mage is just a beater if we have recipes on the table. I mean, we'll have to think about how the deck formulates. Like, we might need to cut one more Logic Knot if we're going to be on a 2 of Rest in Peace. That change might need to happen, or we may just need to side some of those pieces out when we make the change. Goblin Electroman. This is scary. This is a bit scary. I mean, my hope is that it's an Empty the Warrens. I mean, I'll still fight. I don't think I'm supposed to just let this go, but because they have ways to bounce Rest in Peace, of course, after board. I kind of want the Purge to connect with Electroman, even though he very possibly could have a Moon in his hand. Maybe that's wrong, because, like, Brawl, like, Path kind of wants to go after Brawl, whereas the Purge kind of wants to go after Electroman and Blood Moon. I mean, we technically also have Negate for Blood Moon. He does nothing. Just says go. You know what? I'm going to go for it. What do you got? Oh, okay. Mana. Does mana enable an attack with Colonnade yet permission behind it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna say yes. I just still don't feel great about the Colonnade beats, right? I mean, so we could go for it, right? He's at 17. We still have Negate behind this, right? I just don't think Negate's enough. If I'd taken that land, at least we would have had Path plus Negate. I just don't think we go for it yet. I mean, there's still gifts ungiven to be fought through. Let's go ahead and opt. Tapping out for Skanta even was greedy. We're going to bottom that. Oh, there's that land. No. So what do we have behind a Jace? Behind Jace, we would have Negate Path, we would have Cryptic. I'm not into it yet. I don't think it's time. Opponent's being very patient. I don't think it's time yet. I could grab us another base of Plains if we are worried about Moon. We get to grab one of his red sources. Not that that matters all that much. I know, Tipsy. I know. It would have. Yeah. Yeah, the Snapcaster. Alright, this will evoke some emotion. This is going to name Gifts Ungiven. You could also name Grape Shot. I don't think he's going to get a Grape Shot kill with the Rest in Peace the way it is. I think I name his Value Engine. Let's go Gifts Ungiven. Tomato says what? I think I just named Gifts. This will give us protection. So the thing about Gifts is it does say target player. I think that's what we name Grape Shot. Grape Shot, like naming Grape Shot does protect Jace to Grape Shot. I still kind of like naming Gifts though. He's already down 2 Grape Shots, by the way. I'm gonna name Gifts. No, name Grape Shot, you have Supreme for Warrens. You telling me I'm crazy? Yeah, there should be maybe one more Grape Shot in his list. That's fair. Alright, I'm still gonna name Gifts Ungiven. Because I think he needs the Value Engine. I think he needs his tutor box to be able to find a way out of these elements. Aaron says he's already used 2. Yeah, I was just double checking. He has used 2 Grape Shots. if he does make a ton of goblins and we verdict them, should we just scoop? And the reason for it is because our opponent doesn't speak English. We checked his record thanks to Motobot. He's 0-0. He just started. So so there's the echoing truth. So there's potential that he I think I lead on cryptic. There's potential that he can still prize his league. I'm just thinking ahead. Like if that becomes our win condition, just wipe out his empty. So he's gonna put some more stuff on the stack here. Not that I'm in love with like firing off even. Oh, okay. Dispel. All right, what do you got, opponent? What has that got to do with language? So, Lucas, the right thing is to let the opponent, like we're 0-4. So, like, I think the right thing to do, just due to the language barrier, is to let him have the win. I think it's just the right thing to do. Was it counterbalance cryptic there? Says Locorn. No, I think this is fine. I mean, he's gonna make an army, right? He doesn't have access to the gifts that's in his hand. So he's going to make an army, we verdict, and then maybe we should just scoop. I mean, we could verdict and then slam the Jace. I'm just worried that he's going to scoop in response, you know? We're just playing for practice, guys. I mean, I don't know if Storm could come back from they empty, we verdict, and slam Jace. Like I don't think they could come back. There's a possibility that it's not an actual win, but I think that's good enough for our purposes. What do you guys think? What do you think, Locorn? What do you guys think? We're not in contention for prize anymore. I told him at the beginning of the match we were going to scoop. Because I just wanted to play one more game. You know? Desperate? Okay. This looks like an empty the warrens to me. Ooh, no it's not. It's a grape shot. That is the third grape shot. Young Dingo says go for the scoop. I mean, he might still kill us here. Look, that's the third grape shot. Yeah, I just don't think the language barrier has anything to do with it. Bullshit says he meant that the opponent does not know that he's scooping, so I would need to scoop before he would. Yes. But that's his last grape shot. Google Translate just testing, I'll concede. Could somebody look it up for me? I'm not going to do that in the middle of a game. Let's find a different land for Jace. Or for this Jace play. I mean, maybe I'm supposed to just Fate Seal him. Pieces, we're going to bottom that. Raccoon says you can do whatever you want. Bruce Spy, you're under no obligation to scoop to help your opponent to get prizes. Well, that was our opportunity, guys. I wasn't sure if he was just going to scoop to the Jace Fate Seal. Okay. You needed to Google Translate faster, chat. You needed to Google Translate faster. Alright, well. Oh, thank you, Lucas. Too late, though. Too late. We should have thought to do that at the start of the... Is that what that means? Alright, we should have thought to do that at the start of the match when he said he didn't speak English and that he was Japanese. Oh well. That's what I get for playing Moto at 5:20 in the morning, U.S. time. U.S. East time. Yeah. You guys know I almost always scoop because we're just testing. Oh well. How's this list not playing Telling Time? I'm not that excited about Telling Time. I think Op does everything you need it to do. I think Jace and Search for Skanta do everything you need. All right, so before we go to bed, I'm going to look at this for our dear, dear friend who linked it. So you wanted me to look at the Team Modern Super League deck list. So what do you want me to look at? What am I looking at? You said something about Brew Crew. Okay. Oh, okay. Seth Todd. Okay. Why does it say Saffron Olive? His name is Seth, isn't it? That's whatever. Okay, so what list am I looking at? There's some Jaces in this one. Okay. Merfolk. Allies. Panza. Oh, okay, so this is the deck you were talking about? So playset of Jace, I'm with you so far. Playset of Snaps, I'm with you so far. 2 Entreats, I like it so far. Only 2 Serums. You're losing me. You're losing me. 3, okay, Terminus. Okay. I think 2 Logic Knot is actually correct, especially if we want to be on Rest in Pieces. I think this does need to go down to just 1 or 2 of. I'm with you so far. Remand. Okay. 3 Cryptic, I'm with you. Telling time, I just... Maybe as like a fun of. Why is it 3? Okay. D-Sphere I don't mind in the main. We're running one ourselves. I like it. Playset, I think playset of Colonnades may be unnecessary. I like 3 to 2. I like 2 or 3 so far in the meta. 4 Fields, I agree. Ooh, he's got a Singleton Quarter. I'm with you. I'm with you. Maybe more islands than that. I'm with you so far. I think 3 planes might be fine. All right, sideboard, what we got? Stonies, I'm with you. Don't know if you need Disenchant. Crucible, 2 Surgicals. You could just mainboard the Crucible, though, just with how the meta's shifted. 3 Negates. I would mainboard a Negate. I like the Firewalker, maybe, if you have a lot of burn in your meta. He's got the Verdict sideboard. Oh, Timely's been in a lot of blue-white shells. I like Timely. All right, don't you want to play more Miracles? Don't you want more Miracles with... Don't you want more Miracle outs? You run the Telling Time for more Miracles. I actually play them over Serums. Tamela says it's better than Serum. Serum must be a 4-of with the decks on purpose. What? Telling Time is insane. GB likes it because Telling Time puts the card into your hand you aren't drawing. Oh, you're saying like some of the games where we Jace brainstormed and then put the... I still would rather have the 4th Jace, though, before I even have like the first Telling Time, guys. I don't own 4 Jaces. We'd have to figure out a way to get to that. All right. To appease the masses so I can go to bed, which is not my normal... and it's not like my slogan or anything. But I'm so tired, guys. Yeah, I'll stick it in here so we can talk about it next time, though, at least, so I can remember to at least talk about the card. I didn't like the main board Verdict. We talked about this. I was like, kind of would rather just be entreating people. We'll find something to cut later. All right, I'll stick in a Telling Time just so we can talk about it next time. All right, Toddler says, but Telling Time is about setup. So Telling Time, I have some Telling Times. Is it like the fun of? I think at that point, if you're going to go that heavy, like if we're going to go heavier into Miracles, so you're saying go with just the cantrips that play nicely with the Miracles. So you're saying just swap these? Carl, I'm going to bed. What do you mean I'm on early? So you're saying literally you want me to just swap them? I like Entreat a lot more than Terminus. I'm not going to run Terminus. I'm sorry. I just don't want it. I don't. I think it makes your dredge match better. It makes... Hey, Carl. Thanks so much for the Twitch Prime sub. I just don't want Terminus in my deck yet. I'm sorry. I'll run like 4 Ace to 3 Entreat, probably even before I run the first Telling Time. But I could get behind specifically focusing on the cantrips, or even the deck manipulation like Jace. Opt. I'm with you. I'm not necessarily going to talk about telling time because I haven't tried it in this thing, but I like this, and I like the search for Escantas in reference to Entreat. All right, the profit from the sub is earmarked for your next FNN buy-in. I want a rematch. Oh, yeah, Chris? Oh, if you guys didn't know, Chris plays Lantern, and he's a really sweet guy. We met 3 years ago at GP Charlotte and have been friends ever since. I just like how I managed to hit on one of the strongest uses. Yeah, I think Jace setting up Entreat is very strong. Oh no, it was GP New Jersey. My bad. I keep thinking it was Charlotte. Okay. Well, I need the 24th land if we're going to cut that many serums, which is probably not a bad thing. If I'm going to be on Crucible, we should probably be on more Ghost Quarters anyway. All right, 24th land. So we're not fighting for them as much as we have been. No, this could be a good start. I appreciate you linking it. I'm not opposed to if something's working for somebody else. I know I'm being a little stubborn about the Terminus, but I'm not so stubborn not to at least test something like a Telling Time or two. Like, we did really like how Search played. I did really like how Opt and, of course, Jace played with the Entreats. If you want to go heavier into this strategy, then maybe even more Telling Times. Why don't you just go all in? All right, so Tommy's telling me what to do. You say you need to go in all in Miracle. Well, see, careful. Telling somebody what to do isn't the best way to convince them to do something. You should be a little different with. I'm probably not going to watch the bots tonight, but I will. I appreciate the recommendation. I will look into it. I just think Entreat does a lot of the same things that Terminus does. There's so many board states where Entreat's just as good, does what something like Terminus would do anyway, and also is a win condition in and of itself. Why don't you just go into Temporal? I just don't want more miracles in this thing. I really think it's happy just with 2 Entreats. To be honest with the entirety of our stream community. I think the deck was happy with 1 Entreat even. We tested 1 for a while. We liked it. We added the 2nd. I like the 2 Entreats, so I would go to the 3rd Entreat and I would try to get us a 4th Jace, the Mind Sculptor. But I just don't really, I'm just not feeling Terminus. Locorn says, I think Jason treats powerful enough engine to include in Blue-White Patrol himself. Why did you cut red? I don't know. Maybe it's wrong. Like, the red was so sweet in our matchup too, wasn't it, Chris? Why don't you just play Verdict? I'm not going to mainboard Verdict. Like, the cool thing about Entreat is this acts like a sweeper, but is also a win condition. Like, in a lot of the matches we played, it has been that. This isn't Legacy. There aren't things like True Name Nemesis. They're just not. Like, even some of the scariest Dredge board states, 3 Angels... 3 or maybe, okay, 4 Angels. Like, I think the exception, the exact exception, so the exact exception where the matchup, right, the exact exception where I desperately want Entreat to be Terminus, I do own 2 we could test, is Dredge and Hollowed One. There isn't another matchup I can think of. I mean, like Living End maybe. So I gave you 3, right? I gave you 3. And then you look at the meta, like, we'll use as an example. Not that, I mean, this is just reflection. There's a decent reflection of, like, Magic Online meta, not paper, of course. But I would reflection for paper meta games. But, like, as far as the modern meta is, okay, where would I rather have Entreat versus Terminus? Here? Yeah. Maybe Humans is the exception. Burn, I don't want either. Drazitron, I think I'd rather have the Angels. Give me Angels, give me Angels, give me Terminus, give me Angels, give me Angels, give me Angels, give me Terminus, give me Terminus, give me Angels. So, like, yes, I just listed, like, 3 matchups in the top of the metagame where, yeah, okay, Terminus. I'm not going to run it. I refuse. I'll test the 3rd Entreat before I test the 1st Terminus. All right, Entreat and Terminus, clean up your board. They do it differently. Alright, it's pretty strong for me. Odd, I understand, but it worked. I don't disagree. Alright, Entreat costs more mana, but you also win the game. Terminus is cheaper. Yes, Terminus is cheaper. Absolutely. Like, if I was to curve it in this deck, I'd put it here in the curvature, because, like, you want to live the dream. You want to cast this for only one, obviously. Like, Entreat for us has been, like, a 4-mana play or more. That's why I just stick it up here, because it's also an X spell. But, yeah, I mean, we've been in places where we just made 1, or we made, you know, 2 or 3. They do work very differently, yes. I'd like to talk more about sweepers. I mean, I've just been relegating all the sweepers to the board. No, I'm going to run my verdicts. I'm probably just going to board them. We were running for the league tonight. We had the first main board, Terminus. Tamel says I would play 1 copy, 3 Terminus. Okay. But then you're looking to be more like Legacy Miracles then, Tamelo. Like, that's kind of more of the, like, that composition of 2 or 3 Terminus, or even the playset, and then you're like, okay, I just want 1 Entreat, or maybe 2 Entreats. Like, then you're talking the Legacy configuration, where this is modern. I just don't think the consistency exists. I think you're looking at this more like a 2-card combo, and that's why I tried to stay away from things like Telling Time and Terminus. Because, like, in modern, you're better off looking at this like more like like either as a powerful top deck or as a 2-card combo, or with Jace is just the enabler. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like Search for Skanta Scrying, Opt, I've been happy with. I might even be happy with the first or second Telling Time, but I still don't see it. You guys need to convince me. I want like a video posted in my chat that I can watch as I fall asleep. Like that's the level of commitment I'm at now. All right, the idea of 4-mana sweepers is on the board. Clear the way for Jace. Terminus is much more likely to come down. See, that's my problem. That's what I'm scared about, is I feel like also Terminus would be kind of like in the same category as Entreat, where it's like, well, we kind of need to slam Jace first to set it up. And then it's already, like, we're already screwed. Like, it's already passed. The Terminus needed to already happen. Like, if we want this to happen consistently, you play the playset. And you play every Telling Time, every Opt, every Serum Visions imaginable to try to set these up before we get to turn 4. Like, we want this to happen like turn 2 or turn 3 if you're going to play Terminus. That's just in my mind. I don't know. I see it differently than you guys. He posted a video. Where's the link? I'll watch it. Just not on stream. I'll watch it, Irish. Sarah says, but I don't know if you need to think about Jace plus Entreat. I mean, we don't have a 4th Jace to test it. That's why I've been doing the 2-3 split. Three Entreats is definitely incorrect. You're so open to blowouts. Okay. You're talking about Zuby? This is Zuby. He's right here. You cut red but kept the Crucible? Yeah, I did. I did keep the pet card. 80-Bitty says the better question is Entreat even necessary to win? Some matchups, yes. Although I think the Jeskai deck did a better job showing that to you guys. That was 2 videos ago. Yeah, I'll watch it. Jace is just so good. Lear says Entreat's after the win. Oh, an alternate win condition. Okay. Jace is just such colossal value with even without Entreat. One mana Terminus house. Irish says he just wants to run a Treat combo. He doesn't really want to play blue-white control. Maybe that's where we should be, Irish. All right, I'll humor you, friend. So what would that look like? I mean, that's kind of what the Jeskai deck was doing a little bit more. It wasn't really blue-white control, right? It was basically just, for the first 3 turns of the game, I'm going to play the normal Jeskai plan. Turn 4, I slam Jace. Turn 5, we entreat. 4 snaps is too many for blue-white. I could see that. Let's pull that list up. Hang on. That's a good point. Irish, let's start back where we had success. That's a really good point. Thank you for pointing that out. Let me pull up my Stream Decker. That's a really good point, because that's also a place I've played a lot of Jeskai in my day. So, I mean, I didn't feel comfortable tonight doing blue-white. I didn't think it would be such a different beast. It really was. It didn't help that I was, you know, also a little sleepy, but I still wanted to stream. I don't normally stream on Sundays. I still wanted to do it. Don't think his main board strong enough anymore. All right, Zuby says, like I said, regardless of the meta, this is an archetype you play in paper, blue-red, blue-white or blue-white red. I'd like to see you brew this and be part of it. Cool, man. I appreciate that. So let's go back to where we had success, right? Because we didn't have success with Esper. We just tried blue-white and didn't have success either. It doesn't mean it's a bad call in the long run. We may come back to it, but like let's where did we come from? How did we get here? This is something I was in the chat, and I just loved it. I loved the 3 Jaces and the 2 Entreats. It felt like we were top decking. This is the list that 4-1'd. And I think we just need to clean this up. I think I just need to clean this up. I think this had something going on. We'll clean it up. We'll cut some of the cuteness. I think the thing with this one is the man horrendous is all. Is one of the issues. Did I really not save the 4-0 list? Sorry, the 4-1. We did lose to Blood Moon. And that's what I'm saying. I think I just want to clean up the mana base. Should be under T for Tyler. Or J for Jeskai. Hang on, it might be under Jeskai. Did we just call it Jeskai Entreat? Jeskai Entreat. Caller says, the 4-1 list is your last VOD? Okay. You watched it? So just play 1 Entreat then? For the second one, you could snap it. That'd be a lot of mana. All right, so this is the 4-1. Let's pick this apart, stream. I think instead of like we were like, oh, we want to see what this is like Esper. Oh, we want to see what this is like blue-white. I think we were looking at it all wrong. I think the Jeskai package actually might have some of the tools we want. Oh no, this is not the right list. Shoot. This is the early. This is the precursor. This is not the 4-1. Yeah, we didn't have any spreadings. Hold up. I may have deleted it. Holy crap. All right, well, I'll just rebuild it. We have the screenshot. Okay. He just wants to make the Angels. See, Irish isn't wrong. Irish isn't wrong. Here's what I feel. So Irish's comment, I actually really like that. Play like the normal blue-white or Esper or Jeskai plan for the first 2 to 3 turns of the game. Slam Jace. Okay? Just need to get Jace to resolve. We don't need to necessarily even protect him. He doesn't need to live, even. And I know you're like, you guys are like, no, BrewSpy, this is wrong. This isn't the way to build this deck. No, this is potentially a way to build the deck. It's potentially a way. Just give me a second. Okay, 2 colonnades was correct. Do we really need the basic mountain? Maybe we don't need that. I know I just said we're supposed to make the mana cleaner, but I just made it greedier. Maybe. All right. Fields, probably no more than 2. No spreadings. 3 Helix? No, we only played 2 Helix for that event. Yeah, 2 Helix, 2 Logic Knots was the same. We did have a Foundry. We had an Academy Ruins. I think that's super greedy. We're not gonna put that back in. 1 or 2 colonnades. Maybe actually maybe 3rd colonnade. No. Yeah. No, not yet. 2nd Hallowed Fountain for sure. Laquarn says, kind of like playing the old twin deck, play a control deck for the first few turns, then win out of nowhere. I think that's just better right now. It's really hard to be true control right now in Modern. Not that it's impossible. There are players that do it, and they do it well. And I think it just goes to show, like, there's just a lot of practice that goes there, right? I stopped playing Jeskai for a few years, and I come back, and the meta is very different. I have to think about a lot of different things. And I'm not saying that I mean, I love Modern to the point where, oh, we need to get Tarns, though. That I'd love to, like, maybe even relearn that meta and relearn what's good and what's not good and this and that and tweak the lists. And I mean, that's all part of the fun of playing a deck like this, kind of the underdog, because you're not necessarily the proactive deck in the format. It's main the search. We had one search for Escanta. We had a Crucible. I don't know if we're going to still do the Crucible. We had main board explosives. Let's leave it on the board. Let's maybe cut Elspeth. Terminus does hit Thrun. Yeah, it's true. But, I mean, you can run things like Wrath. You can run things like even... It's not here, but it was in... This list was running the Settle, actually. The 4-1 list. I mean, again, like, I keep, going back to our previous work and saying, well, this worked for this. It's like, well, BrewSpy could easily be the matches and the draws. Like, you can't just relegate. We can't just say, oh, well, it's because this list did. No, I don't want to be that results-oriented. But I think we were onto something. I wasn't patient, and I didn't take the time to figure out, well, why was this list maybe better than the Esper? Or why was this list maybe better than the blue-white we just jammed tonight? I don't think we played it long enough to figure out what was maybe potentially better. There was a negate in this thing. I like that. A mainboard negate. Elspeth's so good, though. Elspeth is so good. She's also 6 mana sorcery speed. But then again, if we're not going to run all the, like besides just ops, if we're not going to run the telling times and all the wonderful nonsense that, it's not nonsense. It's specific. I'm not going to call it nonsense. Let me rephrase my wording. Specific. It's not nonsense. It's specific. Verdict was main? No, it wasn't. Yes, it was. No, we didn't have a verdict. Huh, it was boarded. Okay. Yeah. We did have a spell snare. We had the playset of serums. We had the playset of ops. We had 4-path, 3 bolt, 2 helix. It was just a very light red splash. I mean, it wasn't very much red. I did like the angers, though, out of the board. Kind of serving a less clunky terminus function in certain matchups. Wandering Halo. I had a Tormod's Crypt. That seems weird. I think we should just go with Rest in Peace, even though it like, is a little anti-synergistic. No, we should maybe just run, like... Ooh, what about, like, Relic of Progenitus? Hang on. I've seen that work in... Cross says you never cast the angers. Make sure you can hit red. Yeah, we'll tweak the mana base, Chris. Good point. Terminus has a higher ceiling. I don't disagree. Just hold up. So we'll cut some of the cuteness. So no Crucible for this. No mainboard explosives. Maybe focus more on just more Cryptics and Jaces. Well, we don't want to just be a bunch of 4-drops. Jeskai Miracles? Yeah. Well, no, Jeskai Entreat. I don't know if it's going to have other miracles in it. Not yet. Not just yet. Ooh, we could play Cascade Bluffs. Bluffs would play the angers a little bit more nicely. I think my buddy Tyler ran a Cascade. I own a Cascade on Moto, so this is perfect. This could maybe make the, in addition to like the Sulphur Falls, could make the angers a little bit less greed. We also tested a Singleton Counterflux. I don't hate the card right now. It's another reason to maybe be in red. Still, Staticaster's another reason to be in red. So if we leave the board just like really, for lack of a better word, a little bit vanilla. I could see as many as 2 Stonies, by the way. We'll figure that out in a moment. Maybe we want to like click into Jace, into the Entreat. Like check their hand, make sure we can clear the way. I've seen players doing this. We do have a click we're borrowing. Like I've seen players like click so that it's easier to land the Jace. And again, like of course there are matchups where we want to resolve Jace and keep the Jace. I'm just saying it's kind of cool that in theory we could have an alternate plan with our Jaces, and that's just Jace just to brainstorm just to set this up. Click will be amazing. Okay. Even mainboardable right now? Leo says click is nice. Just to, like, if we're gonna treat it more like typical, like, okay, so normal blue white or Jeskai or Esper plan, right, for the first 2 or 3 turns, right? This is gonna look pretty normal in stock, right? 3 or 4 bolts, 2 or 3 helixes, like maybe even a second electrolyze as our other like mainboard flex card. But then, like, I want to just kind of go off the deep end a little bit, and I want like 4th Jace and 3rd Entreat, or 4th Jace, 2 Entreats. Not like the deep end. I'm just saying like a little bit deeper than you normally see. Play 2, but I'm crazy. Think twice helps. Just an idea. No, you're not crazy. It's not a terrible idea. Probably should run the second Steam Vents too. Probably. Ooh, you know what feels really greedy in our deck, isn't it, again? If we're going to be running... Actually, I think that's something we found in the list before. Let's cut it. Let's have a different plan for Tron on the board, I suppose. It sucks. I mean, that's the advantage to blue-white. That's one of the huge advantages to blue-white, is the fields and the spreadings. Scott, that's way too good. Yeah, she's in there. It's in there. It's in there for sure. I just don't know if I want the second one in this list yet. Maybe. Seraph says, I used to play a lot of blue white draw go. Why don't you just run crumbles? I like where you're thinking. I like where your mind's at. That is another reason to be in red. Run like a crumble or two. And just hope to hit them. It's always bribery, right, Irish? No, I'm kidding. Oh, maybe I'm not kidding. Alright, so crumbles. I have some crumbles. I mean, like, I kind of want, like, 2 Stonies or, like, a split of Stony and Wear Tear. Like, we want all these things. I just don't know if we're going to have room for all these wonderful, terrible things, right? Wonderful, awful, terrible, beautiful things. That's okay. We'll have to make some decisions. I agree, Opt isn't good. Carl says, cut Opt, run something like this. Let me take a look, Chris. Thank you so much for that button, by the way. Welcome to the show. With our games for the night, but we are brewing. And then I'm going to host somebody. Zul, thanks for that follow. Thank you so much. Chris, let me take a look at this thing. Thank you so much. 2 clicks? Okay. I'm with you so far. Treat it more like a combo deck, almost. You like 4 bolt... Okay, I could get behind that. 4 bolts. I could get behind that. Just run some telling times in place of Opt. You were really high on that card. Not that I just... I'm not going to say I disagree. I just don't know. I kind of like where Chris is going with this thing. Just 2 Jace, 2 Entreat. You sure? I don't agree with the 4 Lightning Helix, Chris. But I like some of your other card choices. Second Spell Snare, so we're able to stick Jaces and clicks more easily. Counter Scoif too. I mean, it does format, so just like go heavier. Ooh, where's my other Spell Snare? I thought I had 2 of these. Okay, second one. I love Helix. Probably should trim it. Yeah, I think like 2 or 3 Helix is fine. Hire says, honestly, I would do Scape Shift or Through the Breach. Yeah, that's true. Something that like truly ends the game, whereas like Entreat doesn't always. That's very true. I liked how the deck played. I mean, I don't know if we even need to change it. Is the thing. I think another angle, Chris and the rest of the stream, of course, is that we could just like tune the 4-1 list. That's also a viable plan. I think I want to explore this though, because this seems like fun. Yeah, I mean that's another viable. So you said 3rd cryptic, 4th cryptic? Oh, 3 cryptics. I'm with you. I'm with you. I think okay. 4. Okay. So cut the Ops. That means 24th land. Okay, well then is that 2nd Field of Ruin? There you go. What about that? 24 land, 2 snares, 3 bolt, 2 helix, 2 electrolyze, 2 clicks, 3 knots, a negate, a search, 2 entreats, 3 Jace. Still doing the 3-2 split. Get rid of op, play more powerful individuals. Disdainful stroke. You like it as a sideboard option? Okay. Stroke. Can't run field, too greedy. I'll run a miser's copy. Oh, second steam vents, yeah. My bad. Why don't you go to 25 lands? Oh, run field if you run 25 lands. I see what you said. Wait, we do have 2 steam vents in this thing. Okay. Yeah, I don't disagree. Yeah, it's super greedy. Maybe just like the miser's copy, and then we run 24 like actual lands. Is the first Aired Mace silly? We had a basic mountain in the list that we played. That's pretty bad, arguably. Also, is nice though against things like burn. You can fetch it out, take less damage. Also lets the field like search up red mana. All right, the problem with 2 parts doesn't affect the board. Jace is definitely fine. Yeah, well, Irish was just giving his I think just giving his opinion on how he would do it. I think that's totally valid. Why don't you just put a Kronos on the board? Really? It is? Okay. I'll definitely put it in the think tank. Like a lot of these cards are in the think tank. Like I don't know if we're doing Angers or not. I feel like that's a being read. Crumbles are interesting to think about. I think Irish is maybe spot on. There's so much Tron, we want crumbles. That's just sort of frame of reference for what I think. Yeah, I think that's just how he feels. He's like if we're gonna go to if we're gonna go to like main board clicks and like spell snares and like main board even dispel or something, like try to go a little bit more Splinter Twin like. I mean that we could do that too, like a split of dispel and snare. I think it's like arguably a really bad idea, but like we would jam our Jaces more easily. Let me type up the shell I used. Okay. Keep in mind that the stream is already over, though. God, it's almost 6 in the morning. I got to get to sleep, guys. This is cool, though. Can you just Twitch message it to me? Where's my 4th bolt? I didn't run it for the 4-1. We could add it. We can add a 4th bolt. It doesn't matter to me. I mean, we're going to have to trim so much. We got a lot of people pumping ideas into this deck right now. We could cut the 4th path. My buddy Tyler does that. That's greedy, but for more like combo, you could do that. I don't know if that's right. Yeah, 100%. Run the 4th bolt. Actually, Jeskai plays 3 bolt, 3 helix. See, that's the thing, is like it's been changing. It's been different. I've seen the 3-3 split too. It's like I don't know these days, man. I don't even know. Yeah, we could do the 3-3, or we could do the 4-2. I don't know. I could see as many as 3 helix. I could see as many as 4 bolts. I could see as many as 3 electrolyze. I was gonna play 4 bolts. A friend of mine recommended. I cut 2 and run main board verdicts, but they were amazing. Main board the verdict, really? Okay. But see, like, we have to make some decisions. I mean, in Jeskai, you don't necessarily need to mainboard your negate. I just kind of like it. We wouldn't mainboard the dispel necessarily. I still like a snare or 2. I don't know. That was in the old meta, though. Bolt skill Jace. Yeah, Helix is skill Jace, too. These get hit by spell snare, though, but... Yeah, I think we'd have to tinker with this quite a bit before it gets anywhere near where we want it to be. Bolt's just easier, though. We're too light in counterspells now. I don't disagree. Hold up. So we want to change this package. You know we want 1 search. Do we really need the 4th snap? Yeah, I mean Jeskai is typically the 4 of. I mean, I think even cutting a path is a little greedy. All right, Chris, have a good night, friend. Chris, dude, it's like 6 in the morning, man. What are you doing up? What am I doing up? Jeez. Why don't you add some 3-drops, add some spell quellers? I like spell queller out of the board. I mean, I usually say that as well for Vendilion Click. Yeah, if we're going to go more like combo-y, tempo-y, yeah, I mean, we're less about like bullets like this. We're more about like quellers. That's true. I could adopt a more tempo-y style of Jeskai. That would be a burn heavier variant. That would be like the 3rd Helix, the 4th Bolt, the 2nd Electrolyze, Cyborg Spell Quellers. I like Queller when you're like, I mean, I just like Queller more post-board. Yeah, but Quellers is a different deck. Yeah, that's true. That's more of like a Geist of Saint draft. That's true. Anyway, that's not wrong. Jeskai can just run the burn, use that as your win con. Yeah, that's true. You could just go heavy around burn and like, yeah, that's another way to win. Or we could run it like the 4-1 list. I mean, seriously, we beat everything that we played. We played a nice sampling of the modern meta. I think really the only thing that trounced us was that we got Blood Mooned and my mana base was greedy. So if we can make the mana base a little less greedy, you know what I'm saying? We added the 2nd plains, maybe like one more white fetch, like a Mesa. Huh? Huh, stream? Huh? Maybe not get Blood Mooned as much? Hmm? At least put 1 Wrath in the sideboard? Okay. Maybe not get Blood Mooned? That's pretty much all we lost to. I mean, I'm not saying it was perfect. I remember looking at Right Irish, like everything was like a 2-1. That's true. I don't think we 2-0'd anybody. Like the Jund was a 2-1. The Taxes deck was 2-1. The Spirits matchup was 2-1. The Blood Moon match was 0-2. We lost everything. And what was our other matchup? Spirits, Taxes, Jund, Blood Moon. Sorry, Blue Moon. It was like just Jaces and Young Pyros, which is probably really good. Probably a really good place for Jace, by the way. I don't know if I like the 3rd Cryptic. Jury's still out. What was our other matchup? Do you remember, Irish? What was the last matchup? I can't remember our last matchup off the top of my head. I have to go back and watch my own video. Who does that? What was it? Can't think of it. Well, I remember most of our matchups. There was something else that we 2-1'd, and I can't remember what it was. It wasn't burn, was it? All right, I think the weakness is that you're running a bit more heavy win cons. It looked great when everything lines up, but leads to less consistency. Yeah. Right, so are we willing to trade consistency for that boom feeling, for that boom, we want a matchup that this deck probably doesn't win very often? I don't know. I don't know if I'm willing to make that trade. That's true. That's very true what Irish just said. Are we willing? That's essentially what we're trading for some sort of Jace and Entreat package, right? We're trading consistency for power, right? And that's not always correct. I would say in Legacy, that's the opposite of correct in a lot of matchups, right? No, in Legacy, you need to go for consistency and trade in a little bit of power sometimes. I think that in formats, maybe, I mean, even like Pauper, I don't think that's the case. Vintage, it's like you usually go for power. Is Modern more like Vintage, or is Modern more like Legacy? Maybe that's a bad comparison. Is Modern a format where it's just like you set up like two, I'm trying to think of a better metaphor. You have like two, like old school, like old timey, like we're thinking like American Revolution times, like, you know, cannons are like aimed at one another, and whoever's fuse goes off first wins. We should just be playing Grishelbrand, right? It's not always incorrect. See Hollowed One? Yeah, Hollowed one is really inconsistent, but like I played against it tonight, Irish, and I swear that was the strongest I've ever seen that deck play. Period. That was like the strongest I've ever seen them. And he went turn one, hollow one, bring back 2 Bloodghasts, and then we lost. We fought it out, we tried. And then the second game, I think he did that like turn 2 of like hollow one, and then he brought back the other things a little bit more slowly, but we just didn't get anything going. But that was Griselbrand is sweet. Yeah, it is sweet. That's the thing. Is 2 and Treat okay? Could 1 be enough? We started with 1. The very first version of these decks was just the 1 of. I really liked being able to draw that in my top deck wars though. Like our Jun match wouldn't have been 1 without the second. Just period. It's just such a powerful top deck. I'm not saying like Elspeth. There's Elspeth, right? There's Elspeth Sun's Champion. That's a powerful top deck against Jun. You got to get turn 6. You can. It's possible without something like this. Why don't you play Surgical? Yeah, but imagine if you had Terminus. Just imagine. Just imagine. Okay. Well, what would that look like? We have 5 slots left. I mean, I just think slapping 4th Jace and 4 Terminus is irresponsible, but I technically have room for that. I think it's irresponsible because like we're not running the cantrips that kind of favor that play. All right, this seems more focused. I think what kind of irked me about the first list was it had some heavy, long, grindy game stuff like Crucible. I love Crucible, but it's a win con. Yeah. Right. I mean, I was trying some of my buddy Tyler's tech, but you're right. That's more like a grindy, blue-white, answer everything forever. Whereas I just don't know if that's where I want to be right now. I like the Jeskai shell. I like the tools it offers. I like playing that game plan for the first few turns of the game. But like now that there's something like Jace in the meta, I kind of want that to be. Yeah, I unfocused. I think is the key word from your. Unfocused was what the. I mean, we got lucky, right? The 4-1 list. Like, let's look at it one more time. Like, if we look at it through that lens that Irish was so kind to give us, unfocused, right? Oh no, this was the previous, right? This was was this it? No, this wasn't. No, it wasn't. Hang on. I'm looking. I want the other one. Unless we just like ran it twice and I didn't update it into. No, here it is. Okay. Yeah. So no, this isn't it. I didn't think it was 2 Serum Visions. Did I run it like? Was I trying to mimic some of? No, here we go. Yeah, this is the one. So this was I tweaked Tyler's list, added some cuteness, and made it worse. But technically, yeah. So this was the Crucible and mainboard explosives and like the cuteness with like Academy was so horrendous for us in the Blood Moon match, and it was just not strong enough on its own. Like what was doing all the heavy lifting for us was the Jeskai shell plus finishing with Jason and Treats. That's what did it. So we should, yeah. So I like what Irish is saying. Like look back on this, figure out what was so sweet, figure out what needs to change, fix the horrendous mana base, figure out how the deck could actually cast the Angers reliably, cut the Crypt. That was bad. It wasn't very good. Don't need the Elspeth necessarily. Okay. All right, when I played Jeskai 3 years ago, I loved playing a Johnny. Yeah, nice. Keep in mind the list was for a team event. We'd already agreed that I would be punting Tron and Dredge matchups. This is pre-Jace the Mind Sculptor. Okay. So everything that was missing is 4 Crypts, 3 Snaps, 1 Gear. Lil Corn says, I agree with Irish. If we're looking to win out of nowhere with Entreat, we should probably cut some of the grind. Okay, so what's grind, right? Multiple search for Iskanta, right? Even maybe the first search for Iskanta. That's grind. Okay, so Irish is saying cut some of the grind. Okay, I'm with you. What are things that are still here that are like, clearly this is meant to be grind? Search for Iskanta. Colonnades. Not that we're cutting them. I'm just saying what elements here are, hey, I'm in the deck because we're planning to grind. It's these 3 elements. We don't need search if we focus. Leo Modern says Torrential's only good with Nahiri. Torrential's interesting with Nahiri because it's like you can tutor it. Hey, and I gotta go to bed, guys. I'm just... all right, we'll table this. We'll table this. I'm going to see you guys. Maybe I'll do a bonus stream tonight. I'm going to table this. Need the 1 search. It's still good? Okay, I'll keep it then. I mean, I don't think the Colonnades are that greedy, but maybe they do get cut. I don't know. We'll see. So I like what you guys are saying. Let's push the pause button. I'm going to find a different stream, and we'll figure out what elements we don't need anymore, and we'll just hone in on the Jace and Treat late game. And we'll figure it out. Like, already I think Irish is right. We're in the right spot. Like, thinking about extra spell snares and maybe mainboard Vendilion clicks to kind of clear the path for this. Search is still one of the best cards available. I don't disagree. Our E-Man's playing Mill. That's fun. Oh, Pimp Donnie is playing Jeskai. Perfect timing. All right, shaving down to that amount of colonnade search seems fine. Cut 2 logic knots for more stuff like Remand. Ooh. Now we're talking. I love me some Remand. What about like 2 Remand? All right, I'm going to host Pimp Donnie. Don't go away. He is playing Jeskai. Oh, he's calling it J-Ski Control. Yeah. I'm going to host Pimp Donnie because he's a friend of the stream. And, yeah. Give him some love for me. Yeah, let me add these Remands before I forget. Irish, that was a good point. Yeah, we're more tempo-y than if we're just focusing on like clicks and Jace into Entreat. I like it. All right, I'll see you guys. Is search plus logic not ever an issue? Sometimes. Chris, sometimes. Leo says I don't like romantic control. We're not really trying to be control anymore, though. Are we? I thought we were trying to be like some sort of like we're kind of doing the normal control plan till about here, and then we're just not anymore. I agree. I think whether or not Remand will end up good is an interesting question for this deck. Really appreciate if you kept me up with iterations. Yeah, I'll be streaming this for sure. Yeah, I'd be happy to. All right, guys, I'm going to host Donnie. Give him some love. He's playing Jeskai. Tuesday's my next scheduled stream.